Hey, how you doing? You know, when I started the Public Land Pope and Young video series, I knew it was going to be kind of like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Good deer make up a very small percentage of the herd anywhere you hunt them, and it's probably even smaller out here on these heavily hunted tracts of public land. When you're bow hunting, you got to keep going back and keep getting abused. Never say die. Eventually, I will get this done. What I'm doing out here today is I'm scouting yet again. Maryland has an early black powder season, mid-October, where muzzleloader hunters can get out and hunt deer with primitive firearms. What this pressure does is it relocates the deer to thick cover and swampy areas. So I'm back here in some thick cover and swampy area. Basically, I'm just busting brush, just walking hard through the brush, trying to jump deer. What I want to do is I want to locate the does, and from there I'm going to set up downwind of where they're bedding. So when the rut comes on in a few weeks, I can hunt there for bucks that are trolling downwind of the doe beds looking for receptive females. Now this is a great looking spot. It's a trail back into some real thick stuff, and it's surrounded by ankle deep water. It's got some nice track going on it too. You see, this is the kind of stuff I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and follow this trail in and perhaps find a place to set up back on the downwind side of this area if it's not too wet. Okay, aside from my efforts in flat terrain, trying to jump a few does to get an idea of where the pressure may have relocated deer to during black powder season. I'll also put a little time into looking at terrain features that might be prohibitive and keep other hunters out, like these areas of steep terrain or perhaps a river that hunters will be reluctant to climb or cross. I'm also going to spend a little bit of time looking along the boundaries of the public hunting area where it joins private land, because some deer will have been forced off the area onto that private land. In these areas, I'm looking for traditional sign like rubs, scrapes, signs that a buck has been active in that area recently. And also, I'll be looking for doe feeding areas, because as the rut comes on strong, the bucks are going to be searching for does. Fall colors had reached their peak as I began my hunt, and it didn't take long for me to start spying young bucks with their nose to the ground looking for doe. That was awesome. The deer won't run up underneath me. Young bucks make up a majority of my deer sightings hunting this time of year. During the rut, yearling buck are intensely curious animals, and they are very susceptible to standard hunting techniques like hanging scent, grunting, and rattling. While I do realize many of these deer will wind up wearing someone else's tag during this year's firearm season, it is my hope that if I exercise restraint and let them pass, that a few of them will avoid this pressure, and I will wind up encountering them again a few years down the road as an older, mature buck. As the trees shed the last of their fall glory in preparation of winter's embrace, I continued to hunt and enjoyed numerous close encounters with white-tailed deer. Well, things picked up a little bit there for me towards the end of my hunt. Certainly nowhere to go to find the 2.5-year-old bucks. Had some pretty good action this morning. Had that 2.5-year-old 8 come in. He was down there about 50-60 yards. Kind of glad he stayed out there, because the way things are going for me this year, if he'd come in a little closer, I'd have probably sent an arrow down there after him. But this is going to wrap up the time I have to hunt the rut. Thanksgiving's coming up this week. That's a family obligation. I do have to get back and show my face at work a little bit. But I've still got my buck tag, and I've still got my bow. And I'm going to get out there, do a little late season hunting, see if I can't find one of those big boys. To view previous episodes of this video series and see new episodes as soon as they air, be sure to visit us on the web at camochairproductions.com.